Hey everybody, my name is Paul Vojchehoske and welcome to Nebraska Landlords YouTube channel, where my mission is simple: to provide quality information to housing providers and tenants alike. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not in my big fancy YouTube studio today. I'm actually traveling. I'll be traveling quite a lot here the next several weeks, and I'm in a makeshift studio here. But the legislative bills continue to be brought forth in the legislature and move forward to the debates, etc. And I wanted to make sure that I'm getting this information out to you so you can opine with your state senator should you choose to do so. The next one I want to talk about is Legislative Bill 248, introduced by Senator Vargas. Now, this actually was a carryover bill from last year. It's nothing new. This is where the source of income would be considered a protected class under Nebraska state fair housing laws. Now, source of income as defined by this proposed statute would include all kinds of income. For example, if the tenant or the applicant is receiving Social Security income, welfare, veterans benefits, if they are receiving child support or alimony, if they are receiving money because they participate in a foster care program, they would all be covered under this statute. Most housing providers, at least legitimate ones, will consider these types of income valid income anyways. The crux of this proposed statute and the goal and the aim of this proposed statute is to include vouchers, housing vouchers such as Section 8 housing vouchers. Now, right now in the state of Nebraska, it is legal for a landlord or a property manager to say that we don't participate in the voucher program. So therefore, if a prospective tenant that's fully qualified otherwise participates in this program, the landlord or manager can say no. That's legal to do. If LB248 passes, then you would not be able to say no. You would be forced to participate in these voucher programs. Now, the one thing of concern, in addition to the general concerns of legislation like this, is in the proposed statute, they define the source of income a little bit further to include, quote unquote, any form of housing assistance payment or credit. Now, the concern that we had last year when this was put forward is many of the local housing nonprofits provide short-term vouchers to help tenants. So it could be to pay that tenant's security deposit, or to pay the first month's rent, or 3 months of rent. What we don't know is if this passes. And the Nebraska Equal Opportunity Commission is the state agency that's going to be tasked with enforcing and writing the rules and regulations of this legislation, how they're going to define that particular section. My guess is, I've been doing this a long time, and my guess is they would define it in such a way that we as housing providers would have to accept those short-term vouchers. So what that would mean is you could have a prospective applicant that has no verifiable income, such as a job. They're not on Social Security. They have no income. But they have been qualified through a local nonprofit for, let's say, 1 month or 3 months of rent. We would more than likely, based on how this statute is written, we would have to accept that application. We could not say no. That's a big concern. And it was last year, and it continues to be this year. Now, one additional thing that it does, I call this the little carrot. Hey, if you're a landlord or manager, this is why you should participate, because we understand your concerns, and we're going to help you with that. We're going to create a Landlord Guaranteed program. And this program is going to be administered by the Nebraska Equal Opportunity Commission, and the rules and regs and everything will be written by them. But there are some minimum eligibility requirements that a landlord would have to meet. Number one is that the landlord is actually, in fact, renting to a tenant that is receiving housing assistance, like a Section 8 voucher. Number two, that the landlord has unpaid rent or damages to the property arising from that rental agreement with that tenant that is participating in that housing assistance program. Number three, this is an interesting one. The landlord, I'm just going to read it right from the proposed statute. The landlord delayed terminating such tenancies and unpaid rent or damages accrued or remained unpaid during such period of delay. What that tells me is this is going to allow the Nebraska Equal Opportunity Commission to write their rules and regs to put some type of threshold on there. So if this tenant is being evicted for whatever reason, you delayed that by 30, 60, or 90, or 120 days. For you to qualify for this reimbursement, then you would have to have given basically some deference to that tenant. How many days? We don't know. That's going to be up to the NEOC to write that threshold. And then here's really the crux of it all. If you participate in this program, the annual limit of compensation is $5,000 per landlord. Not per unit, but per landlord. Essentially making the Landlord Guaranteed program worthless. If you're a typical landlord, you probably have 25 or 30 rental properties. If you're going to be forced to participate in Section 8 and all these other voucher programs, your entire portfolio could very well be populated by these types of tenants. $5,000 is all that owner could collect from damages and unpaid rents. Doesn't even touch the tip of the iceberg. So LB248 is a very important legislative bill that's going to be debated this year. So if you want to opine one way or another, I would contact your state senator. I'm going to leave a PDF of this proposed statute down in the video comments if you want to read it for yourself. If you want to learn about more legislative bills that I've discussed, I'll leave a link right up here somewhere. Other than that, I'll see you all in the next video.